This is the third year that the Fastflow Group has sponsored these awards, which means it's the third time that I've given this speech. Not this particular one, but had to speak at this. Every year, the films get better and the level of competition higher. And yet, ironically, the problems we are facing get worse, the challenges tougher. And I wrote this speech before the US elections. What a year we've all had. It gave us President Trump, Brexit, and a bar of Toblerone that looks more like a toast rack. What is going on? Even more remarkable than all of that, ladies and gentlemen, Ireland finally beat the All Blacks at rugby after a 111-year wait. Now, you'd be hard-pressed to find a scriptwriter to make any of that even remotely believable. But I digress. And I'm sure that I'm not alone in saying that the creativity on show here is more than incredible. It's inspirational. There were no less than 44 entries this year with output so varied, so colourful, and so deeply moving that we should really be handing out 44 prizes. But what does it all mean? This is a question I've wrestled with after each award ceremony. Particularly last year when we raised the extraordinary nature of two of the most terminal afflictions facing humanity on this planet. No, it's not HIV, malaria, or even cancer, but starvation and obesity. Millions are eating themselves to death, while many more lack the sustenance to live. So what can we all do about it? I'm not suggesting we give up our worldly goods and go and live in a commune somewhere. On the other hand, there's nothing easier than sitting here agreeing that there is so much inequality in the world, so much work to do, so many places to begin, and then go home and forget about it all for another year. The problem is that the range of issues raised are incredibly vast and the scale incredibly daunting, which means it's actually easiest for us all to do nothing. Each award category is so crucial to the future of our planet, but also terribly challenging. The thought of squeezing some meaningful activity between the kids going to bed and the 10 o'clock news is somewhat of a pipe dream. All right then, so what can we do? Well, we can all resolve to make a difference, to take the first step on the journey. Now, what that doesn't mean is applauding myself for the activity that my company and I are already involved in and saying enough is enough. It means going a step further. I met a business contact for a coffee recently, and he told me a fascinating story about a conversation he had had with a Bangladeshi Uber driver. He was driving to raise funds for his new business venture. He understood that there are large swathes of Bangladesh whose land is incredibly fertile, with one small snag. For up to 6 months of the year, they're flooded. As a result, they lie empty and wasted. But not for this particular Bangladeshi entrepreneur. He has done a huge amount of research into pumpkins. He explained how they require warm temperatures and deep soil that retains the water well. Precisely the conditions prevalent on the floodplains of the Burunganga River. Crucially, the pumpkin can grow from seed to full size in less than 6 months. So he will be able to harvest the crop before the floods begin again. And because pumpkins can last for long periods of time when stored in cool conditions, he can transport them by boat around the world. It gets even better, because once the pumpkins have gone, in the floodwaters that will follow, he will farm fish, creating income for the second 6 months of the year. Now, I heard this story and I realized it was ticking each of our award categories. Protecting the environment, check. Reshaping the economy, check. Transforming society. Check. Incredibly impressive. But here's the real inspiring bit. Their conversation moved on to the biggest challenges facing the driver. My friend took his number, checked out the facts, and is now advising him on how to market his business here in the UK. Pro bono, net positive leadership. Check. Now that's making a real difference. Sharing expertise to help someone to do something truly inspirational. Now, there isn't a day that goes by when we all don't get the chance to make a difference in our own way. Buying an electric car, cycling to work, donating those clothes that you really don't need. And if you're in any doubt as to which clothes you think they are, I guarantee you your partner has been dying to tell you for many years. But if you are so environmentally friendly, so revolutionary in your thinking, that there isn't any way you can possibly make more of a difference, then just tell people about these amazing awards. Tell them about the dozens of brilliant, talented cinematographers who have chosen to dedicate their time to raising awareness of mind-boggling subjects, from sugar plantations in Paraguay to First Nations communities in Canada. These guys are doing their bit to change the world. When you start off in a sport, an Olympic medal is a distant dream. There are so many reasons why not to pursue it. And you don't get there in one leap, but through a series of incremental gains, training harder, eating better, sleeping better, and so on. Slowly but surely, those small gains work in unison to make a massive difference. Let's use that approach to change the world. We can't wake up tomorrow and reverse global warming or create economic equality across the globe, but we can all contribute. If we just tell 6 friends about these amazing awards and about the environment, and then each friend convinces 6 more, and so on, then by the time we reach the 6th set of friends, we'll have 50,000 of us working together. Yes, it's the Madoff pyramid, but in the greatest cause of all. This is not a pipe dream. It's eminently achievable. So let's maintain this momentum and each of us make a real difference. Thank you.